So we've been trying to figure out, what retail was waiting for. What is going to really kick off this big part of alt season, up only season, a time where ADA and many other assets do incredibly well. Was it the FOMC meeting? Was it the GDP report? Was it the inauguration? What exactly was it? Or was it something instead that historically happens in the charts that leads us to better prices? If it is in fact this thing, it has just started to take place. And we're going to talk about that as well as a few bullish projections that are really coming out for ADA. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So right now it's about 6:25 a.m. Central Standard Time, and ADA's waking up a little bit for the day. The crypto market is waking up in general. And you guys can see that right now we are in fact sitting right on our 20-day moving average. This may be the moment where ADA tries to make this break and extend towards $1. And if it does, awesome. We have been waiting for this exact time. Now, BTC right now is still trying to push towards 105K, not making much in terms of headway yet. So we'll see how the day plays out. But what's interesting is there are a lot more bullish projections that are now coming out for ADA. You guys remember how things were in fact so bearish. People were talking about downside negativity. Well, that has now flipped. And in fact, some people are talking about major extensions to the upside. This article, for example, is talking about ADA reaching somewhere in that $1.70 range on our next extension. This is talking about our fib extension, the 1.61 level. So we'll see if that obviously plays out. And actually, there was a very good breakdown from Nick Regan. Don't watch a ton of his content, but he was actually talking about $1 ADA potentially only days away in terms of ADA. Now, understand that that doesn't mean it's right now. It doesn't mean it's even going to happen in the next week. Actually, coincidentally enough, he shares a very similar sentiment with me that this next week could be a very, very big one for crypto and things may start to heat up. And he starts talking about obviously where ADA may run to in the not so distant future, actually targeting even potentially $2. So we'll see if this happens to play out. But what we are starting to see is USDT dominance beginning to drop out of its trend, which is a nice sign. It didn't totally decorrelate or drop out completely in the middle of January like we hoped. It looked like we were going to get that leg, but we didn't. But right now, what we are starting to see is something that's actually happening with Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has been a tricky, we'll call it tricky little minx this cycle. And why I'm saying that is ETH hasn't really done what it's historically done. All right. Now, ETH has been caught in this trend since all the way back in the middle of December, this descending wedge, and we've been waiting for this ETH breakout. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened. It's tested the top several times, but now we are starting to see the first breakout taking place. Now, again, this can change as the day goes on, but this is a strong sign because many assets, many alts in this space are ERC20s. And when ETH starts making its move, it starts making ERC20s move, excitement ensues. Wow. You start to see USDT dominance drop, FOMO sets in, the market starts to roll. All right. Now, I'm not, again, saying this is what's happening here, but really what has been troublesome for this market cycle is ETH has not found its bottom versus BTC. Now, I will say this may have just been a double bottom on the ETH BTC chart, right? Back here, obviously the wick down on the 20th, 19th. And then also again here, just over the last few days. And ETH has now had a 6.5% rebound versus BTC over the last 2 days. Again, I'm not saying that this is exactly where things go, and ETH is going to have some resistance along the way right at about here, about this 3.5 level on the ETH BTC chart. And right now it is in fact sitting right at its 20-day moving average as well. So this may in fact be the moment where the market starts to kick it into high gear. Okay. Why I'm mentioning this in terms of ADA is, again, when the confidence comes for all these other assets in the space, it tends to trickle down through the rest of crypto. And that is when ADA tends to perform its best, is when retail excitement is high, when capital is flowing freely. And that's what we've been waiting for. It seems like everybody's been so hesitant to just make these moves because they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to, be here when the next drop takes place. Like if let's say ADA makes another drop down like that, it's not what I'm saying is going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen because again, ADA keeps wanting to return back to these trends. It's 20 and it's 50-day moving average. So when we do finally get this separation and start to make this move, I think all these things are going to start working in conjunction with each other. Then we may see things really flow back towards those US-based crypto assets. For example, Algo up 2% today. Where's HBAR? HBAR up 0.5% today. XLM actually down and XRP down on the daily candles as well. So we'll see what happens here. We may be talking about ADA in a very different zip code in the not so distant future. Remember, All that upside liquidity has been removed. This resistance that we actually faced back here at about $1.22, $1.23, it's not really there anymore. Okay. More people have accumulated in terms of ADA. More wallets now hold ADA than there was back there. All this ADA that was sitting in the market here, and not all of it, but a lot of it has in fact been removed, and actually removed from exchanges in the meantime. This is where this can get really exciting and snowball into some pretty significant price movement. Okay. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts here. Do you think this is where we start to make our move? Is this where the market is going to heat up? Is next week going to look great? And, are we going to be talking about a new all-time high in the not so distant future? But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.